Hey everybody, welcome to the RCGroups video podcast. We're at the field and you know, it's July 4th and usually we're sweating like crazy people. I can't think of a July 4th where we haven't been dying and in one way or the other due to heat. And it's actually, what do you think it is out here? 81 degrees?
I don't even know if it's 80 yet. It's nice, but man, I tell you, it sure is windy.
Yeah, so we get out here, the wind's blowing. I brought my DLG, my LaBelle, my little girl, and that's not gonna happen. And so Jason brought 2 airplanes to fly, 1 to review, and so we just thought we'd talk about what we have at the field and then throw them in the air and see what kind of fun we can have. So this is the best thing. There's no glow allowed at our field. And so we asked, as we'd walk up, we'd ask the members, hey, is it okay if we fly this since it's at the 4th of July? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And one guy said, sure, I don't care what you fly. So, yeah. But tell them about it, Jay.
So Stuart from Hobby King.
Hey, Stuart.
They kind of semi-announced this and showed it at Joe Neal earlier in May, and so he hit me up on RCGroups and said, hey dude, I've got an extra kind of prototype sample that I'd like you to do a review on. It's not released yet. We won't have the planes until maybe late July, but I'd like to send you one, you know, if you're willing to do a review on it. And I'm like, heck yeah, man, send this thing over. So I get it. This is the Durafly UglyStik, and the great feature is the dummy glow engine.
So here's what they're missing though, Jay. They should have faux glow plug igniter that comes with this.
Yeah, a plastic glow igniter.
When we got on the line, I put my head like this, and then you can make the sound effect for this.
So yeah, we've been having a blast with it. It is fun to kind of pretend like you're prop starting it. But it looks so realistic. You guys will see this. I am working on the review. We shot the video and photos today, even in the wind.
I have something else to say about this.
What you got?
If I'm gonna have a fake glow motor, I want a fake 4-stroke because I need the torque, the faux torque of the 4-stroke.
There you go. We need a 4-stroke next, Hobby King.
Yeah, Golden Knight.
But it wasn't quite this windy. It's probably blowing over 15 right now, but it was a little bit under 10 when we did the video. This thing flies awesome, really aerobatic. It flies just like you'd expect an UglyStik to fly like.
Super fast, man. It was
lands
hard to
great.
Keep, if you watch the video, it's hard to keep it in the camera.
Yeah, fast, and it looks awesome. Every single guy here at the club was like just so enamored with it. They're like, this thing is awesome. So a lot of fun. And then our buddy Neal here, who is... Oh
yeah, let's introduce Neal. Neal is our new heli editor at RCGroups. Neal, you've been into helis for what?
Sometime over 150 years, around that range. I look good for my age, but
he's a vampire.
What was your first heli?
My first helicopter was a Honeybee MK3.
Yeah, I had a Honeybee
from Eastguy, right?
Yep.
And the saying with that was, if you can fly this, you can fly anything, and they were right about it, every bit of it.
Yeah.
So luckily, it only took me a couple of years to get that one down before I could fastly advance into the bigger ones.
And so I'm going to say this because people still don't know. At the top of every page on RCGroups are a series of circles, and those circles are graphics that represent a part of the hobby. So when you want to see Neal's articles, click on the heli. Everything heli related, it will show up on your page, and then Neal is doing daily news items about RC helicopters, and that includes everything, every aspect.
Yep.
Skids to the blades.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Neal brought out his multiplex Fun Cub, and I've got my Sport Cub, and then we had another one of the club members also with a Fun Cub, and we figured, you know, it's blowing 15 to 20, let's go play with Cubs.
So literally, these things are just stuck in the air like kites.
There was absolutely zero takeoff roll. You just blast the power and off they go. Pretty amazing.
So I was emailing Kim at Horizon, lamenting how much I really want a big Carbon Z
Cub, baby.
And so Jason says, you now have the Carbon Z,
yeah,
and then you have the baby version. And you said you might like this one just as well.
I almost kind of do like the small Sport Cub better than the Carbon Z Cub. The Carbon Z Cub's awesome. It is a bigger airplane, and therefore all the aerobatics it does is slower.
Right.
And I kind of like a super fast roll rate, quickness in my maneuvers. The Sport Cub gives me that. The Carbon Z Cub's got more power, so I can hover that where I can't really hover the Sport Cub.
And you can throw this in the car, whereas I'm going to be pulling the wing off again.
The Cubs, the Carbon Z is a little bit of work to put together. It doesn't take that long, and it's not as bad as I thought it would be. being a two-piece wing and having to hook that up, it is fairly fast. It's just 4 screws and then a couple of cotter pins.
I still want the big one, I think.
The big one's cool. I like it. I don't, you know.
Does it knife edge? Will it
knife edges beautifully, especially with AS3X. It kind of keeps everything smooth, you know. It looks great in the air. And it's great off of floats. I've flown them both off floats now.
Right.
And the Carbon Z, I think, does better on floats. It's got more presence on the water, and it actually feels less tippy. With the Sport Cub, I feel like if it's windy at all, I feel like I might flip it, where the Carbon Z feels more solid. But they're both great on water and a lot of fun to fly.
Well, I'm glad we took advantage of this windy day, although it is certainly beautiful.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Yeah,
man.
Independence Day.
That's right.
So what can you look for in the future? First, we would love for you to subscribe to our video podcast, and you can subscribe right there. Sorry, the plane was all in the way. And I'm thinking what we're going to do next is maybe go out and do a little jumping with our FPV trucks.
Yeah,
and
totally.
then just see what we can get from in the goggles, you know, doing leaps.
That's not illegal yet.
Right. Well, that's kind of the concept. We were supposed to go to Leaper's Fork and fly FPV through the country, and so I'm just going to hang tight and see where that goes right now.
There's no hanging tight. After our meeting with the AMA the other day, which was on the RCGroups audio podcast.
If you haven't checked it out, we did an audio podcast, interviewed the AMA, Dave and Rich Hansen, and talked to Tim at Ready Made RC. And so we talk about the realities, ramifications of the FAA memo.
Yes.
They say it's business as usual.
They say it is. They officially, from them, anyway, in my mind, the FAA's memo is not a law. It's not new.
It's a suggestion, right?
It's their interpretation of how they could interpret the rules that they have in place. But there's a lot of fight for that. But right now, keep flying with goggles. Demo pilots, keep doing your thing. There's no reason not to do that right now. It is not illegal.
Per the AMA, that's per the AMA. We are not
RC
lawyers.
Group says.
No. We're not lawyers, and we probably never will be.
No. We're just pilots that have fun with the hobby, you know?
Trying to figure out how to fly, which brings us to jumping RC. I have a Wraith and then a Deadbolt, and they're both going to have FPV cams on, and we're going to go out to the old HL field and see what we can do with our goggles on running around the track.
Is that dirt field still out there?
It is absolutely out there. It might have some weeds infested, but
awesome. We can
I don't
deal
think
with
a crawler would have any trouble getting to it anyway.
Well, man, we appreciate y'all watching, and we made lemon out of lemonade. No, we made lemonade out of lemons. And check back next time for the RC Groups video podcast. Thanks, guys.